Yes! Alrighty! What's up, everybody? It is I, your travel god of extreme, Peter Joseph here, for a Thursday evening, getting close to Thursday night video, which is rare, but it's a Thursday evening video right here on the main channel, Killer of Demons 669. And as always, make sure you like the video, hit that subscribe button down there in my pants, otherwise known as description marks below. Share the video all over the internet. Subscribe to my other channels, which are down there in the description box below. Leave a comment on the video if you like. If you don't have to, but if you want to, you can. But only stupid comments, because you will get sent to the Shadow Realm, and Ozzy and Satan will eat your fucking soul. So don't do that. You want to do it? Go on your dead channel that nobody cares about. You're not gonna do it here. So, don't even try. And that's that. Like I said, share the video all over the internet. Friend me up social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And share the video all over the internet. Don't forget to tap and slap that bell. Turn on all notifications. You don't miss the next one. Because you miss anything, well, you suck! No, you're SOL. And you know what that means? I don't even think I need to tell you. So I'm not going to. And that's that. Alright, so once again, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment if you wish, hit the bell, share the video, all that good stuff. Do it now. Now. Like, everything I'm telling you right now is happening right now. What happened then? You missed it. Get out of here. That's pretty much it. And for new viewers out there, if you're watching my videos for the very first time and you like what you see and hear, well then give the video a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button on all my channels for lots of content. If you like wrestling, music, anything, hit that subscribe button and then hit that bell too so you don't miss anything on my respective channels. And when you do subscribe, as we say in the business, well, welcome to the party, pal. Grab yourself a cold one. And enjoy the show. We hope you enjoyed the ride. And if not, hop off and get out of here. And that's it. We move on. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is Thursday evening, getting real close to Thursday night, because it gets dark here early. Here in the Northeast, just around 7:45, getting, still around 8 o'clock, but by the end of this month, going into October, it'll be like 6:30. By the time I'm talking to you right now, it'll be dark. So, the summer is, we still got a few, we got 2 weeks left of summer. So I think it starts on the 20th or 21st. The autumnal equinox, or fall, autumn, whatever you want to call it. So, it's gonna feel like, this weekend, Friday and Saturday are going to feel like summer again, or late summer, and then pretty much all next week is going to feel like early fall. So, we're getting a little bit of rain this weekend. It's good, but, it sucks if you have plans. And then, if you're playing football Sunday, you might have some games that might be, a little bit dicey. So, we have that. Speaking of football, coming up in about 45 minutes. I think it starts at 8:30 tonight, or 8 or 8:30 on. Let me check channel 4 on the Rich Man's Cable. But the kickoff show is on now. What time does this game start? 8:15. All right, so under an hour to go before week 1 in the NFL, the league where they play for pay. For pay, baby. They play for pay. But if you're in the NHL, you play for pain. In baseball, you just play for play. And that's pretty much it. So week 1 of the NFL 2025 season is about to commence. We got them Cowboys taking on the Super Bowl champion pedophile Eagles. I think it's going to be a blowout tonight. Cowboys look like shit. No more Micah Parsons. He went to the Packers. So that NFC North is going to be interesting with the Vikings, the Packers. Yeah, Pack Whores. The Pack Whores and the little bitty Lions. And then you sprinkle in the Bears. It'll be an interesting little NFC North. Used to be the NFC Central, no more. So, should be pretty interesting, this week. And tomorrow, we got free football on YouTube! Yay! No more $850 a month or whatever it is. If you're watching NFL Sunday Ticket on YouTube TV, which I did not do, who's going to pay $150 a year for that? Well, for the whole season, not me. We got that. But, yeah, tomorrow we got the Chiefs, the AFC champion Chiefs, who got destroyed in the Super Bowl. They're taking on the Los Angeles Chargers. Don't really care, because I think the Chiefs are going to annihilate them. The Chiefs' division to win in the AFC West. Nobody, and I mean nobody, is going to beat the Chiefs anytime soon to get that division title. Unless Patrick Mahomes blows out both of his knees and his back and his neck. I think Travis Kelce gets on the injury list too. Then pretty much the Chiefs got nobody. But another year, probably another AFC West title, probably another trip to the Super Bowl. Hopefully not. But if you haven't seen my NFL preview video, it's on the Shadows Lair 2.0 episode number 83. Link to the channel will be down there. And that's that. That's that. And we got that. But tonight, Eagles, Cowboys, it's gonna be a slaughter. Not a slobber knocker, but a slaughter. I didn't say Slayer, but moving on. Alright, football tonight and tomorrow. And also tonight, we got TNA Impact Wrestling live from Minneapolis, Minnesota at some place. Yeah, it is live tonight. Next week's show will be taped because they're taping tonight. Live tonight, tapings tomorrow. So we get that, and in between we got Victory Road. Yay! Before we even, pit stop before we go to Bound for Glory October the 12th, right before Columbus Day. So that's some good shit. So on the show tonight, when we run down the card, we got Ash by Elegance! Elegance! We got her Elegance brand celebration to celebrate her TNA Knockouts title win, which she won at Heatwave. So we got that. Surprisingly, it's 2 weeks later. But we got that. Alright, we're gonna triple threat match for a future shot at the Knockouts title. Jody Threat takes on her former partner, Danny Luna, my girl, and another indie darling, not indie darling, but indie, speaking of indie Hartwell. I thought Jody Threat already had a title shot. I guess she's defending it. I don't know. Carlos, what's going on, Carlos? We got that. Alright, Matt fucking Cardona, woo woo woo, you blew it, takes on the OG, the so-called king of TNA, Frankie Kazarian. That should be a pretty interesting match. We got a 6-person tag, mixed 6-person tag, as we got the TNA tag team champions, the Hardy Boys, Broken Matt Hardy, yes! Wonderful! And his brother, Bloodonino! I knew you'd come! Jeff Hardy, dude! Ah! Alright, they team up with Jakara, Miss Jackson if you're nasty, or her real name, Mara Sade, to take on the good hands of Jason Hotch, John Schuyler, and the Puerto Rican princess herself, Tasha Steelz. And that Mr. Mustafa Ali and Agent Zero will probably be at ringside of Order 4. We'll see what happens with that. We got big, beefy man slapping meat in that ring tonight. We got Moose taking on Flop Dollar AJ Francis. That should be a barn burner. Slobber knocker. We got that. We got the return of my big brother. Nick Nemeth and his brother Ryan will take on Eddie Edwards, along with Alicia Edwards, and Brian Myers in a tag team match. Eddie and Brian, members of the System, and Ryan and Nick, who were suspended for about a couple weeks. He's back, and hopefully the Nemeth brothers can get back to their winning ways, and possibly getting back to those tag team titles. But we shall see what happens with that. And for your viewing pleasure, we have Say His Name, and He Appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. The man who has no aura anymore. Well, he's got a segment where he will speak. He's got some type of speech. Nobody cares! And much more tonight on Live Impact Wrestling on Access TV. Or TNA Plus. Well, Access, you get it at 9 o'clock. If you have TNA Plus, you get it at 8. So it's coming up in about a half hour from now. So, I get it for free. You don't. And that's that. Alright, so that's tonight's card. But let's talk about last week's show, which was alright. And I didn't do my Ring of Honor review and Death Before Dishonor because I kind of, coincided. So, and, with my busy schedule, I couldn't get around to Death Before Dishonor. So, but it was a good show. Death Before Dishonor was actually great. For once, it was actually great. Last year's was alright, but nothing great. This year's was kind of, exciting with the Spanish God, Sammy Guevara, turning heel and joining up with Bruce and LFI. Bruce and Sammy Guevara are the tag team champions. And pretty much, he let the Von Erichs out the dry as Shane Taylor Promotions won the 6-man tag team titles. Bandito beat Hechicero to retain the Ring of Honor World title. And once again, in the main event, our forever champion getting real close to 1,000 days as champ, Athena beat the interim Ring of Honor Women's TV champion, and that is my fourth amazingly hot Asian wife, Mina. Well, we have that, but all in all, it was a pretty good show. Even that Fight Without Honor match between QT Marshall Not and Paul Walter Hauser, that was hellaciously bloody. Oy. Glass, tables, ugh. Just crazy match. And QT Marshall Not won the match. So we got that. So we'll see what happens tonight on Ring of Honor. Tomorrow, they have a special show on YouTube beginning at 7 p.m. So, 2 for the price of 1. So when I do my review later this weekend, hopefully, we'll do a TNA and double Ring of Honor review. So there you go. And that's the fallout from Death Before Dishonor. And now on a long 3-month road to Final Battle, December the 5th. Crazy, ain't it? And, yeah. Alright, so we got that. Alright, TNA on the road to Victory Road before we get the Bound for Glory. We'll make a pit stop. So, last Thursday's show, August the 28th, 2025, emanating from the Chesapeake Employers Insurance Arena. That's a mouthful, that's what she said. In Baltimore, Maryland, that's otaku country, and he was there. Not that I saw the guy, but on the show, how could you miss him? But I digress. Anyway, alright. So we have Tom Phillips and Matthew Waywalt, otherwise known as Aiden English, who says every day is Rusev Day! Every day should be Rusev Day. We should. But then again, Rusev doesn't want that to be. Fuck you, Rusev. We get that. Alright, so we started with an opening recap from last week, and the opening sequence, and we start off with the action, because a little less talk and a lot more action right here on my show. As my ex would say. Not the missus. She doesn't say that. But, she says something else. She's like, get the show over with! That's what she says. Yeah, I'll get it done when I get it done. You go make your dinner. She's sleeping right now, but... Meanwhile. Alright, so we started with match number 1, a tag team match player. I thought it was going to be in the main event, but obviously not. So we got Mike Santana teaming up with the TNA Intercontinental Champion Steve Maclin, and they take on Flop Dollar, AJ Francis, and the TNA World Heavyweight Champion Trick Willie Shamon. Alright, this was a pretty interesting match, a little under 12.5 minutes. Starts with Maclin with a face buster and clothesline on Trick Willie to start. Then Mike Santana comes in, get him some of Trick Willie, which I think that's going to be leading up to Bound for Glory. So Santana comes in and Trick's like, whoa! Runs away like a little bitch. I bet you nothing's going to make a diss on Mike Santana. Oh yeah, Maiku. Here's what it is. Alright, so everything breaks down. Santana hits a big flippy dippity-doo on the floor as we go to break. We come back. Maclin starts striking away at Flop Dollar, including an angle slam. Interesting. Alright, Trick Willie also a distraction, and Flop Dollar gets on a slam off the top to take over. And then Trick Willie hammers away before tagging back to AJ, grabs a 1905 chinlock. Maclin gets back up with a drop kick. Gets the hot tag to Mike Santana. Comes in and cleans house. Hits a Death Valley driver for an near fall, as all 4 men are in the ring again. Trick Willie knocks AJ to the floor by mistake. Uh-oh. And Trick Willie tries for the trick shot. That got reversed into a fruit roll-up by Mike Santana. 1, 2, 3. Mike Santana pins, cleanly, pins the TNA World Champion in under 12.5 minutes. Match was decent, 3 out of 5 stars. And then after the match, Trick gets pissed and he shows Mike Santana, and they have a big old brawl. So, get ready, we're about a month away from Mike Santana and Trick Willie. Remember, it says, I can't really wrestle you for 60 some odd days, or something like that. 50 days. But then I was thinking about that, I was like, well, why are you in the ring if you said you didn't want to either didn't want to defend the belt for 50 days or some shit like that when he said last week? Or the week before last week? I'm like, what? What? What did I miss? Wait, we got that. Alright, so 3 out of 5 stars for that. Then we go to Leon Slater, the X Division champion, and Cedric Alexander had a very good match at the last TNA show. What was that pay-per-view called? Slammiversary, I believe. They had a great match for the X Division title. They're ready to go after the tag team titles later on. That's for the Hardy Boys, I believe. I think it's the Hardys. Let me check my notes. I think it was. Yes, it was. Okay. Oh, I messed up. It was supposed to be a 6-man tag, and then it got changed. Everything got changed. Like Tasha Steelz was supposed to be a mixed 6-person tag. She's facing off against Tasha Steelz. The Hardys going to take on Cedric and Leon Slater. So, card got a little bit mixed up. What are you going to do? Alright, that's that. Alright, moving on from that. Alright, then we're going to look back at old man Eric Young threatening Myron Reed with the cleanse. Whatever that is. And Myron part of the Rascals. So we'll get to that match. And we had Zachary Wentz at ringside. Match lasted just under 6 minutes. It's also with Myron knocking him down to start, grabs a slingshot stunner to send EY to the outside, then a flippy dippity-doo connects, and Myron hammers away on the inside. EY comes back with a Death Valley driver, but then Myron gets out of trouble with a Stun Dog Millionaire, a la a certain guy named Orange Cassidy. So that gets him out of trouble. Then a slam puts Myron back down, but EY misses a moonsault. No water in the pool for you, sir. Myron's slingshot leg drop knocks EY out of the ropes, but he's right back in with a power slam. And then EY threatens the referee. You dumb referee! So Zachary Wentz goes on the apron, which allows EY to get in a low blow. And then he hits that patented Pow Driver, which has won him many titles, especially the world title a couple times. So he finishes off Myron in just under 6 minutes. Match was alright, 2.5 out of 5 stars. And that's it, my friends, that's it. Alright, then we get my girl Danny Luna. I thought it was Jody Threat, but my girl Danny Luna. Sorry about that. My pants are getting caught on my chair. Alright, so we have my girl Danny Luna going crazy and snapping last week. She crashed out. And then she talks about being done, coming in second place, and it's time to be different. I'm gonna be a winner! Yeah, so we'll see what happens with that later on in that triple threat match. Alright, then we get to Ash by Elegance! She's very proud of winning the Knockouts title at NXT Heatwave and wants a big, huge celebration, and we're going to get that tonight. So we'll see what happens with that. Champagne, caviar, 4-star dreams, boats, and life stories on the Rich and Famous with Robin Leach. Well, I don't know why. Okay. I miss Robin Leach. Remember watching that show? You ever watch? Some of you people who are not born in the 80s don't even know about Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous. Great theme song too. Caviar, 4-star, boats and mansions with Robin Leach. Robin Leach. Caviar dreams and mansions and blah. Good stuff. Good stuff. It's dark now. It's 7:30. 7:37 is dark now. There you go. So, good evening to you people. Or good night, whatever you want to call it. Blah, blah. Alright, so Ash by Elegance, her Knockouts title celebration coming up tonight. Look at that. Alright, then we go to some tag team action player. We got Fatal Influence of, we had Fallon, don't call her Dawn Henley, and Michael Jasmine Nix. They take on the Inspiration, or the Iconics. Billy Kay and Peyton Royce. This was a meh match. It's also with Billy McKay, Billy Kay. Billy Kay takes down Jasmine to start, and then they score with stereo kicks, and then off to Fallon Henley for a knee to Peyton Royce, and a double flapjack gets a near fall, and then Peyton gets out of the Buddha lock, and it's back to Billy Kay, and all 4 women are in the ring in a hurry. And then Fallon Henley gets tossed to the outside, and poor Jasmine Nix gets hit with the Idolizer. 1, 2, 3. And the Inspiration get the win. Let's see where they go from there. And once again, Fallon and Jasmine not picking up the slack for our NXT Women's Champion, and that is Jacy Jayne. So we got all that. Under 6.5 minutes, match I gave 2.25 out of 5 stars. And we move on. Alright, let's move on. Hopefully. Okay, where we go. Alright, Trick Willie calls in some help to deal with Mike Santana. I wonder who that could be. We'll see what happens with that. Alright, we got Ryan Nemeth says, my big brother will be here next week. And he parks the hell out of Issa's car. Good man. And then we see Alicia Edwards and her husband Eddie interrupt. Alicia says that Eddie is here to shut you up. There, Ryan. Alright, so I give that segment 2.25 out of 5. So as we get to the match, which was under 6 minutes, Eddie punches away in the corner to start. Overhead belly to belly sends Ryan to the outside. Alicia gets in a smack. Eat Marcos! Slapped him in the mouth. But Ryan manages to hammer away on Eddie on the inside. And then Ryan takes him down, drops some elbows, but Eddie is right back up. Goes for a charge. He hits the ring post. Ow! And then Ryan grabs a 1905 chin lock, which gets broken up. But then the backpack stunner gets blocked. But Eddie settles for a tiger bomb. Then the Boston Knee Party finishes off Ryan pretty quickly in under 6 minutes. Mac was 2.25 out of 5 stars for that. Sorry, Ryan. Gotta do better next time. And that's it. Alright, Indy Hartwell is pissed at last week's attack at the hands of Danny Luna. And then, Santino Marella, do Salamagan! He comes in and says, due to that attack, Indy, you are getting a #1 contenders match this week with Jody Threat. But then Danny Luna says, no! I should be in it just because. So, that works for Indy, so we get this triple threat match. Are you following along? Good. Good! No, sir, I didn't see you play with your dolls again. Good! Look at that. Alright, then we see some stills of, say his name and he appears, Joe Hendry beating The Miz at the European show. I guess I was like, doing before Clash in Paris. Sucks to be you, Miz. Damn. You lose to him? Alright, we saw that. Alright, then EY, Eric Young says the cleanse is coming. Uh-oh. And then he's attacked Joe Hendry. So, yeah. So, looking to get in line for the world title. He wants to get on this world title feud where if Santana wins, EY is going to get a pay-per-view title shot. So that probably means the November pay-per-view, most likely. If Mike Santana beats Trick Willie at Bound for Glory. Then EY will be next. But I think Mike Santana will win that match at the November show, which I think will probably be sacrificed, I think. Or whatever the November show is. We got that. Alright, we go to the knockouts, the ladies. We got Mara Sade taking on the Puerto Rican princess herself, Tasha Steelz, with Order 4 at ringside. Decent match. Decent, not great. Starts with Mara Sade grabbing a fireman's carry and drops Tasha to start, but Order 4 grabs her foot for a little distraction, and I'm like, hey, referee, do something! Do something! Referee just stays, don't do that! Alright, Tasha gets in a choke, then a reverse chin lock, so we're like going back to 1924 here. I'm like, come on. That gets broken up really quickly. A middle rope drop kick puts Tasha down, but then, once again, Order 4 offers another distraction, which allowed Tasha to hit a middle rope Russian leg sweep, rare. You don't see those meant a lot. Mara comes back, well, she shrugs that off, hits her, finish her. Oh, they might have something to say about that, using her name of her, finish her. Even though she tried to use it, it didn't even look good. Only to go after the rest of Order 4 and then she hits this weird finisher, and then rather than covering them, she goes after them again, which lets Tasha hit a Gilly Kata! Bang! 1, 2, 3. So I told her that. 1, 2, 3. The beautiful princess from Puerto Rico, Tasha Steelz, gets the win in under 6 minutes. Match was meh. Match was basically 2 out of 5 stars. After the match, Order 4 goes after her with Agent Zero blasting her, damn, with a clothesline that basically could have killed her. And then the Hardys come in way late for the save, and that's pretty much it. Alright, so we got that. Speaking of the Hardys, they stay outside the ring for our next match. They for the tag team titles, they defend against Cedric Alexander and Leon Slater. This was actually a pretty good match. So it starts off with Jeff Hardy, dude. Some forms to Cedric to start. They get taken into the corner for the tag to Leon Slater. Then we get a little bit of sportsmanship. Yay! Wrestling! So we get a little bit of a code of honor, which you rarely see during the match. Before Leon kicks Jeff right in the face. Ow. That wasn't very nice. Then Broken Matt Hardy, yes, he comes in for the double elbow of doom. And we go to break, come right back, Jeff with a jawbreaker on Leon Slater and brings Matt back in to slug away on Cedric. And then Matt sends Cedric into the turnbuckle, ow, and does the same to Leon Slater. They hit the plot twist into a splash from the fall on Cedric, with Leon Slater making the save. Then the Swanton 450 misses by Leon. So the Hardys try a plot twist on Leon, who reverses that into a Giddy Kata! Bang! On Matt Hardy. And then Leon with a leg lariat on Jeff. Goes for the Swanton 450 again. And once again, no water in the pool for you, sir. He missed again. Then a downward spiral. Somebody used Aegis move. Hits Jeff, but Matt is back in with the twist of fate, which sets up Jeff's Swanton bomb. 1, 2, 3, and still your reigning, defending TNA Tag Team Champions, the Hardy Boys, in a pretty good match that lasted a little over 10.5 minutes. Good match, 3.25 out of 5 stars, and that's it. Alright, now the part of the show where I talked about Trick Willie not defending his belt for 50 days. So Trick Willie and a lawyer, who wasn't a regular lawyer, you know, discusses being attacked by Mike Santana. So he calls this a crime scene. Surprised it wasn't a hate crime. But anyway, and basically says, I'm not defending my belt for 50 days. Which, if you do the math, so basically he will not defend the title until Bound for Glory. So Santino Marella says, you will defend your title at Bound for Glory, I guess against Mike Santana. And then the lawyer tries to yell at Santino, and then Santino's like, Cobra! Hits the Cobra on this flunky douchebag lawyer, and then ends the show. What are you gonna do? Sucks to be you fake ass lawyer. He wasn't even licensed. But it is what it is. Alright, so that ends TNA on a, well, not a great note. But it is what it is. And the show was meh. So I'm gonna give TNA for last week 6.25 out of 10 stars. Let me know what you guys thought of TNA last week in the comment down below. And anything else you want to talk about TNA and the world of professional wrestling, also put your comments down below as well. And we got that. So we are a little over 10 minutes away from TNA Live on TNA Plus. We're also about just under a half hour away from football week 1 of the 2025 season. The Eagles already raised the banner and got their Super Bowl rings. They raised a banner for the Super Bowl win last year. And a new coach for the Dallas Cowboys, Brian Schottenheimer, not Marty. Brian. That's Marty's, the legendary coach for the Chiefs. Then I think he went to Denver at one point. Now his son, I think it's his son Brian, wasn't he like a guru for the Giants, like defensive guy? I think it was him. And the Rams too. Now he's a head coach finally. For the Cowboys, you think they're going to be good under him? No. Knowing Jerry Jones, I bet you he'd be a one and done. But we'll see what happens with that. But the game is in Philly at Lincoln Financial Field, and it's going to be a massacre tonight. I will be shocked if this game is closer than I think it's going to be. I will be shocked. I think the Eagles are favored by 10. I think I didn't get the last thing. Actually, let me check that. Since I got El Phono. 1 second. What are the Eagles favored by tonight? Eagles are favored by 8 to 9 points. So the spread is 7.5 to 8.5. So basically a touchdown, or over a touchdown. Well, 8 to 9 points. So they have to win by more than 8 or 9 points. So basically 9. Let's just go with 9. But it should be a great game. I think the Eagles are gonna, continue what they did last year and defend their title in Week 1. Should be a good game. It might be easy, might not. Who knows? But I see the Eagles just wiping the floor with the new look Dallas Cowboys. And they don't have Micah Parsons on defense anymore because he got traded to the Packers, or the Pack Whores. So we got that. So, Dax Prescott coming back off another injury-plagued season. Don't know how he's going to be doing. The defense for the Cowboys looks very different without Micah Parsons. Still pretty, like this. Medium. The Eagles defense going to be probably top in the league next to hopefully the Niners, but we'll see. But we got that. Sunday Night Football this Sunday. Ravens in Buffalo against the Bills. So, Taco's going to be watching that game very intently for his team that can't get out of the playoffs, basically. And with the Niners, they will be on Fox at 4 p.m. here in New York. Thank you. To take on the Seacocks with Sam Darnold. Nope. And the Giants will be playing at 1 p.m. on Fox in Washington against the Commanders. The Jets will be at home to face Aaron Rodgers and his discount double check and the Steelers. That game is on at 1 p.m. on CBS. And tomorrow, we got the Chiefs and the Chargers on YouTube for free. Can't wait for that. So, football is back. Baseball got 3 weeks left. The Mets brought up Brandon Sprout. He's going to be pitching on Sunday in his debut. He looks really like Matt Harvey from like 2013, 14-ish. I was like, wow. It's like the splitting image of Matt Harvey, the younger version. So, hopefully we'll see what he's got, I should say. I mean, Nolan McLean, 4-0, pitched a gem on Tuesday night, and then they just stunk up the joint like yesterday. Ugh. Fucking Halsey, you fucking suck. Go back to LA, or wherever you came from. Garbage. Tipping his pitches. He thought he was going to get fixed. Obviously did not. But thankfully, the Phillies lost, the Reds lost, and the Padres lost, so the Mets, didn't lose any ground. The Mets are 1 game back of the 5th seed in the wild card. They are 4 games up on, I believe they're 4 games up on San Francisco, who's starting to make a run. So we got to worry about them. We got to worry about the Reds, who the Mets are playing this weekend. Big series. And then that big, huge series on Monday against the pedophile Filthies. That's going to be big. That could be for the division. Mets are 5.5 back. So they sweep. It'd be 1.5. I would love to take 3.5. And then Philly has a pretty semi-easy schedule. The Mets, got to worry about Miami again near the end of the season. Got the Cubs. Going to be a dogfight. I think both teams are getting the playoffs, but depends on where the Mets end up. Because the Mets are, I believe, 4 or 5 games back of the first seed, which gets home field. So, if they can get past the Cubs, that'd be great. But we shall see what happens with that. Alright, guys, I am out of here. I'm going to go watch some TNA Impact Wrestling. And I'll be back later tonight. Where's my, my thing? I had my schedule. Wrote it down. Here we go. Alright, so, that's not it. That was not it. I had my schedule somewhere. Oh, here it is. Something else. Alright, so, we'll talk about NXT after TNA tonight. And if I get lucky and I have some energy, maybe we'll talk about AEW. And that's that. And, yeah, tomorrow, don't forget tomorrow, possibly AJ Lee's return. That ace in Chicago, where SmackDown will be tomorrow, and pretty much almost sold out. We have that. Not TNA. Sorry, AEW ratings bad. 460-something thousand views. Ouch. And you thought Collisions was bad. It was bad. 196,000 views. Well, because it was Labor Day weekend, I guess that's why the ratings stunk really bad. I don't even know what Raw did. I think, no, Raw did, well, SmackDown did a 1.1. Before we go, we got about 4 minutes. Alright, so we got that. What was WWE Raw's rating this week? Wait a minute. I did that wrong. WWE Raw rating this week. Well, this might not be the actual rating. WWE Raw's most recent available U.S. data from Netflix for August 25th was 2.6 million global views. Not bad. But, I don't have, their rating. Let's go to WrestleNomics. If I can. Alright, let's see here. Oh wait, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Sorry. Alright, NXT got 655,000 views last night, Tuesday night, and AEW last night, 472,000. Ouch. So, big debacle there. So, NXT wins again, not that we care. Alright, we're about 15 minutes away from football. We're about 2 minutes away from AEW. So, I am out of here, guys. Thanks for watching. Please like the video. Subscribe to my channels. And all that other good stuff. So, until later, where we talk about NXT from Tuesday night, I'm Peter Joseph signing off. Peace out. Rock on, and rock hard with your Gooch. And if you're not down with that, well, I got 3 words for you. Fuck you, man. And that's it. Until next time. Peace.